What up, y'all? It's the boy P Double, one half of the Bootleg Cable Podcast, and you know what it is. When it's beef time, it's me time, man. So, I don't even want to call this beef. My homeboy Killer called it tofu because it's some bullshit right here. This imitation beef, right? So y'all know that Nick Cannon dropped this track in response to the track that Eminem was on the Fat Joe project, where he said something about Nick Cannon and Mariah, and it's like, first of all, when that shit came out, all of us was just like, okay, like Nick Cannon and Mariah again, like, come on, fam, like, how old is this beef, and why is it that we regurgitating this shit right now in 2019, going on into 2020, right? So Eminem dropped that track, and y'all know the history behind that, especially if y'all fans of the culture and all that stuff, so I ain't even gonna get into all of that. But Eminem dropped that track, then Nick Cannon went on the radio station and said, yo, the track was trash, is not even worthy of a response, he should retire, and blah, 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 blah. And then the next thing you know, Nick Cannon probably thought about it and was just like, hey, man, I can get some publicity, so let me go ahead and drop this track called The Invitation, right? So he dropped this track called The Invitation, and you immediately see it and it says featuring Suge Knight. And you think to yourself like, yo, Suge Knight? What the fuck does Suge Knight have to say right now from fucking prison, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all all the reasons why this shit is trash, right? The first reason why this shit is trash is because Nick Cannon just can't rap. Like, he's not a good rapper. He's not an entertaining rapper. The dude is pretty fucking corny. I respect his hustle in the game or whatever, but that's the first reason why this shit is trash. Second reason why this shit is trash is that he got Suge Knight on there, right? Suge Knight on there talking shit from a fucking prison cell. This nigga probably gonna be in prison for life. Sitting there talking shit like, oh, Eminem, this, I don't usually talk on the records and blah, 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 blah. And he went into his whole little rant. And at the end of the track, and like I said, I'm going over the reasons why this shit is trash. At the end of the track, you hear that shit say you got 60 seconds left. Like, bro, you killed yourself already. Like, niggas got jokes for days on that shit already. Like, nigga, Suge Knight couldn't even finish a fucking whole sentence before the fucking, what they call that shit? Preventice cut that nigga off, or whatever you call that shit when niggas hit you up in prison or whatever the case is. So it's just like, nigga, you can't get on this track and start talking shit and you can't even finish a sentence. So now, again, Nick Cannon trash, freaking Suge Knight, Suge Knight is Suge Knight. Fuck Suge Knight, right? And I'm saying this, and I'm not even like a big Eminem fan or whatever the case is. I'm a fan of the culture, so, I'm always looking for the beef. I'm always looking for niggas to really rap and all of that shit. So now you got Hitman Holla and Charlie Clips. Hitman Holla raps like he got something stuck in his fucking throat, right? So the sad thing is Hitman Holla had the best bars on this song, but it was just like, oh, and I forgot about the Nick Cannon line, the how y'all got me battling Elvis pussy. What? Like, nigga, you definitely wrote that shit, because that shit is super duper trash, super duper corny, right? So now, again, we get to Hitman Holla. He get on the track, he do his thing, and it's just like, okay, all right, something about, not coming back to Detroit and this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Then we get to Charlie Clips. Charlie Clips killed himself on there too, because he jumped off talking about, yo, Nick Cannon, you don't need no help on this. And Nick Cannon response was like, yo, you a rider? Like, nigga, if you a rider, you gonna do what the fuck I say. Like, nigga, you ain't got no choice. Go ahead. I told you to get at this nigga, so go ahead and get at this nigga. And Charlie Clips being one of the best battle rappers of all time, I'm just like, yo, he wasted some fucking bars on this shit. And he had the line where he said something about Eminem, and you Eminem, how you worried about a starburst? Like, what? Like, dude, some of this shit that you do in battle rap on stage don't even translate to records like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Charlie Clips, he definitely not one of those rappers that could flow on a beat or whatever and make it like really, really sound good. Like, yeah, he got bars and shit like that, but he need to take a page out of Fred the Godson book and slow it down a little bit or whatever the case is, because Fred is one of those battle rap type cats that could flow on a song and make it sound decent or whatever the case is, where you know what I'm saying, you got to really think about the bars and all of that. So overall, dude, I was gonna do a reaction to the song and all of that, but overall, this shit is fucking trash, bro. This shit is trash. And then again, going back to Nick verse, I don't even want to get to the third person. I don't even know that dude's name, and I don't even want to get to his fucking verse on this shit, because his shit was trash too, right? So overall, you got Nick Cannon on here talking about my baby mama killed you back in whenever, and it just all seems like super duper dumb. It seems stupid for us to be going into this right now at the end of 2019 thinking about a Nick Cannon versus Eminem battle rap. And then you got Nick Cannon talking about he gonna go take a page out of Drake book and go back to back or whatever the case is. Like, dude, really? Does the rap world, does the hip hop world really want to hear more whack songs from you? Obviously, you had nothing to say because you had 3 other dudes get on the track and stink it up with you, and you had nothing to say on your verse. Your baby mama killed them, Elvis Pusley, you know what I'm saying? Fat Joe had to lean back. The white boy smoked crack. I fuck with Joe, but the white boy smoked crack. Like, and then he hit it with the LL Cool J, when LL Cool J had this cannabis and said that he got Wyclef to set him up, so he borrowed that and said how he hit Fat Joe up and told him to set up Eminem for the okie doke. Like, nigga, if you was a fucking real rapper, if you was one of them dudes that really had bars and could spit, maybe that line, it would have hit a little bit harder or whatever the case is. But so you trying to say you're gonna go back to back, and you already hitting us with trash bars from the beginning. You already had 3 people get on a song that's over 4 minutes long to help you diss somebody when you ain't have no bars in the first place, and you talking about you gonna get a Grammy off of this and go back to back or whatever. Like, Nick Cannon, please, bro, have several seats. I respect your hustle game. I never liked his character in general. I checked out his podcast. The podcast was pretty dope. The Cannon's Corner shit. He had a couple of dope guests on there. I respect this man hustle, bro. The Nick Cannon is a fucking hustler. This nigga out here getting money. He a fucking beast in that aspect of the game. Hosting, you know what I'm saying? This nigga the Black Mario Lopez and shit. Nigga be hosting everything. But this track, bro, stop it. Stop it, man. Shit is trash, bro. Don't do this shit again, man. All right? It's your boy P Double, one half of the Bootleg Cable Podcast. I just wanted to get some thoughts out there about this whole diss track situation and all of that on my way to work. You know what I mean? People that fuck with the podcast, they know that we was going to have something to say about it. So, you know, we didn't get a chance to sit down and me and Killer chop it up. But y'all check out the podcast. Subscribe to the channel, man. We fuck with a lot of hip-hop topics and all of that. For the people that they ain't never seen us or seen me before, you know, fuck with your boys, man. It is what it is. Holla at me. Peace.